What's going on, everybody? My name is Vincent Van Ghool, and welcome back to Van Ghool Reviews. Today, we're talking about Dichotomy's EP, It Came From Outer Space. Now, I was asked to do this review by a member of the band, Mr. Ryan Smith. So, this is for you, Ryan. Dichotomy is a horror punk band from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a duo comprised of Ryan Smith and Jimmy Luther. They both share in the duties of what goes on within the band, kind of like this, as far as I can tell. Ryan does lead vocals and drums. Jimmy does guitar and bass. They both do keyboard work and backing vocals, and at least on this album, Nick Luther is on the backing vocals as well. Now, It Came From Outer Space EP came out on October 20th, 2020, has 5 songs clocking in at 18 minutes and 47 seconds, and it is self-produced by the band. Now, let's get into this, shall we? The first song is called The Ooze, and it's coming in at 5 minutes and 46 seconds. Now, I really like the way that the song comes in with a really heavy riff, and it sets a really good mood for the rest of the song and, for my money, the rest of the album. Then it kicks in with this news report. The vocals are very clean, really, really clear, which is something that I really appreciate. I get a little bit of like Danzig and Elvis inspiration off the vocals, which isn't a bad thing. I actually really enjoy it. And the chorus is really catchy. I caught myself singing along after a listen to or two. I really like that each instrument is heard clearly and cleanly. There have been a lot of things I've listened to lately where things were a bit muddy, but this was really clean, really clear, very well done on the production end of thing. And the whoa-whoas and the non-lexical singing are always appreciated. And I'm a sucker for a storytelling song, and based on the fact that this is actually based on a movie, it is such, and I really dig it. The solo is outstanding. That little bit of solo, I love it. And it ends on kind of the same note that it began on, with that really heavy riff, and then it ends. You know, it comes in play through the song, goes out the same way it came in, which is always fun. The second track is called Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and it's got a runtime of 3 minutes and 36 seconds. And wow, that intro caught me off guard. I wasn't really expecting that. Not a bad thing. And then it kicks into a really punky bit of guitar and drum work. Got a real Misfitsy feel to me. I really love the vocals. And the runs that the bass regularly goes on throughout the song are a whole lot of fun. Everything is good and punchy. The drums are fantastic here, and I really, of course, love the non-lexical whoa-whoas. The chorus, once again, catchy, gets stuck in your head, and these guys are really, really good at choruses. This is definitely high energy, high effort, high reward type work. I like the change that happens at about 3 minutes into this. And the end is big, it's bombastic, it's just really high energy, fun stuff. Alright, now, track 3 is called They Live. We've all seen the movie. We all know where this is headed, I imagine. Bear with me. This one clocks in at about 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I really like the riff that opens this. It's really good, and it flows so well into the verse. Again, vocals on point. Ryan's vocals seem to be on point. He has to walk around singing these in his spare time to make sure he's got it right, which, not a bad idea. And wow, that piece at just a minute in. I love that. These guys really do write hooky guitar riffs and phenomenal lyrics. I know I keep harping on that every song, but it's worth commenting every time. The usage of the lines from the movie and the words from the movie make the bridge a whole lot of fun for me here. Kicked into a metal thing at one point, which was a nice surprise, but it works here. And then right after that, with and then right after that with just that, and it's really nice. You know what I mean? And again, I'm loving the woes. And then you had the line, the infamous Roddy Piper line, "I have come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." I was waiting to see if they would work that in, and they did, and I love it. Now, track 4 is Night of the Creeps. And it's the shortest song on this EP at just 2 minutes and 48 seconds. It opens up saying "Thrill Me," and that's what I say to every album before I listen to it for a review. Again, starts out with a great riff with outstanding vocals. Jimmy's guitar work on this one really stands out to me. The music aside, I love the movie Night of the Creeps. I just want to point that out, which makes this song so much more fun for me. The usage of samples really makes the whole EP feel a lot fuller and keeps you invested in the songs. So I really am appreciating their use of the samples here. And the solo that Mike Marsilli does on this is great. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but there was a solo done specifically on Night of the Creeps by Mike Marsilli, and I recommend you hear that solo. It is fantastic. I love the riffs. You're getting metal tinge punk riffs all throughout this, and it fits in flawlessly. It's such a good blending here, especially on this song. Like, this has got to be my favorite song on the whole thing. And we have a favorite thing of mine. You've heard me mention it on several other reviews. The abrupt ending. I love abrupt endings, and they delivered it with this. Just boom, done. And I love it. Now, the 5th song, also the last song on this EP, is called Aftermath, and it comes in sitting at about 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Now, we open up with some piano, which builds into the drums that are in for emphasis here. Mostly a lot of light cymbal work interspersed throughout, kind of for a little bit of emphasis. Really getting some atmospherics here, and I'm loving it. Plenty of synth coming in as well. This whole thing so far this whole song has been conjuring images of Close Encounters of the Third Kind for me. Okay? Which fits with the theme of the EP. Then the guitar comes in with the drums steadying out and carrying the rhythm. And the keys keep going. The whole thing builds up to a crescendo, to a piece by the lead guitar, but everything is getting its say in this. You've got the guitar, the synth, the keyboards, each thing getting its own little bit of that climax of the crescendo. And it's really well put together, if you ask me. I don't know how else to word it other than everything else gets its say in that climax of the crescendo. It tapers off to just the piano again as it's winding down. Then it ends on a sustained note. The whole piece completely was instrumental, which I actually liked. And I think it was a great way for them to end this EP. It still had the alien feel. It still fit the theme that they were going for. And it's just a really good instrumental piece. Now, overall, this, to me, is a solid outing for Dichotomy. Really strong from the first note to the last, beginning to end. And who doesn't love classic sci-fi movies and songs thereabout? You know what I mean? Jimmy and Ryan hit it way out of the park here, like Ronald Acuna Jr. catching a fastball over the heart of the plate. Beautifully done. I've got to see what they've done since this, since their Bandcamp says they've got a couple more things going on that they've done since. Um, so, what would I give It Came from Outer Space by Dichotomy? I don't even really need to take some time to think about this. Easily 5 pumpkins out of 5. Hands down. This hit all of the necessary hallmarks and staples of the horror punk genre while blending in straight ahead rock and metal. I thought that was really well done. This is a well thought out EP. And all of these things equate out to just a flat out beautiful horror punk album. And it's really clear that they want to have a broader audience than most would, uh, by way of their experimenting this way and that way, which is a good thing. Jimmy, Ryan, guys, this was beautiful from beginning to end. Thank you guys so much for coming to me and asking me to review this. You guys want me to review anything else, just let me know. I'm down. Like, permanent fan here. And as always, links will be in the description. Check out my other videos, like the response I did earlier to Nikki Caskett's question from Cemetery Hysteria Part 2. Check out my other reviews. I just recently did a review of the Rot demo by Rot and Black Cats and Batwings by Draven Valentine. Make sure to check out my music. I've got the Plague Bears, I've got the Creepers, and my own Vincent Van Ghool acoustic tracks up here. Check those out when you get the chance. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I am Vincent Van Ghool, and as always, we may be freaks, but we are not alone, and long live the horror.